Welcome once again to my engineering physics channel. This is Sanjeev Bade from KJ Somaya Institute of Engineering and Information Technology. This is our session number 6 on quantum physics, and in this session we are going to discuss particle trapped in an infinite potential well. So an electron will be kept in an infinite potential well, and we will try to show that energy of this electron is quantized. To show that energy of an electron kept in infinite potential well is quantized, we will use Schrodinger's time independent equation. This Schrodinger's time independent equation is written as del 2 psi by del x square plus 2m by h bar square e minus v psi equal to 0, or by just rearranging these terms we can write it as minus h bar square by 2m del 2 psi by del x square plus v psi equal to e psi. This equation is independent of time and gives a steady value, and this equation is used when the energy of the particle is very small as compared to its rest energy, and in most of the atomic problems energy of the particles is very small as compared to the rest energy. So this Schrodinger's time independent equation can be applied in most of the atomic problems where the particle size is very small and the energy of the particle is also very small as compared to the rest energy. This is Schrodinger's time dependent equation that we got in the last session. Minus h bar square by 2m del 2 psi by del x square plus v psi equal to I h bar del psi by del t. This is dependent form because the solution of this equation will result in the states which are not stationary, and the probability densities will be dependent on time, will vary with time. If a free electron is there in the box, and if we apply electric field on this box periodically, then original wave function and the corresponding probability densities of the electrons are not constant and they will depend on the time. So in such cases this Schrodinger's time dependent equation can be applied. So this is the comparison between Schrodinger's time independent equation and Schrodinger's time dependent equation. The solution of Schrodinger's time independent equation results in stationary states where the probability density is not dependent on time, and Schrodinger's time dependent equation, its solution results in the states which are not stationary and the corresponding probability densities will vary with time, depend on time. This Schrodinger's equation have the same importance in quantum mechanics as Newton's equations or Newton's laws has got in the classical theory, classical mechanics. So this Schrodinger equation provides the base on which the quantum mechanics theory is built. Now let us consider a particle trapped in an infinite potential well. The particle under consideration is an electron. So this particle is free to move within the walls from minus a by 2 to plus a by 2 of the potential well. At this boundary, at minus a by 2 and plus a by 2, the potential becomes infinite, and as the particle or an electron cannot attain infinite amount of energy, it will not be able to cross these boundaries and will remain trapped inside this potential well. So the electron cannot be located at x is equal to minus a by 2 or x is equal to a by 2 along the x direction, or it cannot be outside this potential well also. So it remains trapped inside this potential well. Inside this potential well it is free to move. The wave function psi and its derivatives associated with this particle electron under consideration are finite, continuous and single valued within this boundary only. So for minus a by 2 less than x less than a by 2, the wave function psi and its derivatives are finite, continuous and single valued. But there is a discontinuity at the boundaries, and this wave function cannot exist at the boundary or outside the boundary. So as the potential at the boundaries of this potential well is infinite, the particle remains trapped inside the potential well and it is free to move from minus a by 2 to plus a by 2 in the x direction. So we are considering one dimensional case only. The Schrodinger's time independent equation describing the motion of the wave associated with this electron can be written as minus h bar square by 2m del 2 psi by del x square plus v psi equal to E psi. Now psi is a function of position in this case. For the region between minus a by 2 to plus a by 2, potential V is equal to 0. So by putting the potential V equal to 0, this Schrodinger's time independent equation becomes minus h bar square by 2m del 2 psi by del x square equal to E psi. So we have just put V equal to 0 for the region inside the potential well for minus a by 2 less than x less than a by 2. The terms can be rearranged. We can take this E psi x on the left side, and we can just rewrite this equation as del 2 psi by del x square plus 2 me by h bar square psi equal to 0. So let us call this as equation number 1. This equation number 1, written for describing the wave motion associated with this electron, Schrodinger's time independent equation, which we wrote as del 2 psi by del x square plus 2 me by h bar square psi equal to 0. This is a second order differential equation whose real solution can be written as psi of x equal to a sin kx plus b cos kx for minus a by 2 less than x less than a by 2. So only in this region this wave function will be non-zero, and as the particle cannot exist at the boundary or outside the boundary, the wave function will turn out to be 0 at those places. So for mod x greater than or equal to a by 2, the wave function is 0. So we will just apply the boundary condition here. When x is equal to minus a by 2, psi of x is equal to 0, and when x is equal to plus a by 2, then also psi of x is equal to 0. So just put x is equal to minus a by 2 here, and we can write this as minus a sin k by 2 plus b cos k by 2 to be equal to 0. And let us put x is equal to a by 2 here, and we can write a sin k by 2 plus b cos k by 2 equal to 0. So we have just put x is equal to a by 2 here, and we are writing this wave functions to be 0 at these boundary conditions because particle cannot exist at these boundaries, and therefore wave function must be equal to 0 at these boundaries. So we got here two equations, again equation number 3 and equation number 4. So this is equation number 3 and this is equation number 4. Let us add the two equation number 3 plus equation number 4. That will give us 2b cos k by 2 equal to 0. This will get cancelled with this, sign terms will get cancelled with each other. This is minus sign, this is plus sign, so they will get cancelled with each other, and equation 3 plus equation 4 will result in 2b cos k by 2 equal to 0. That is cos k by 2 equal to 0. That is k is equal to n pi upon a, where n will be odd integer. So when n is equal to 1, 3, 5, k is equal to n pi upon a. So we got the value of k when n is odd number. Now let us subtract equation number 4 from equation number 3, and we can get this. Now cos terms will get cancelled now, and we will be left with 2a sin k by 2, that is equal to 0. So again 2a will get cancelled, sin k by 2 equal to 0, and sin k by 2 will be equal to 0 when k is equal to n pi upon a, where n is even number now. So when n is equal to 2, 4, 6, then k will be equal to n pi by a in order to satisfy this sin k by 2 equal to 0. So equation number 5 gives us the value of k when n is an odd number, and equation 6 gives the value of k when n is even number. We can write it as n is equal to n pi upon a when n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. So once we get the value of k, we can write the relation for momentum. Momentum is equal to h bar k, which we have already found in the earlier session. So just put the value of k as n pi upon a. We get P is equal to h bar n pi upon a. Now the energy of the particle will be kinetic energy, because potential energy is 0 inside this box, inside this well. So energy of the particle will be kinetic energy, that is P square by 2m. P square will be n square h bar square pi square upon a square. So energy of the particle will be n square h bar square pi square upon 2ma square. If you put h bar to be equal to h upon 2 pi, this can be written as n square h square upon 8ma square. So this shows the energy of the particle is quantized, because this n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. For n equal to 1, we will get energy E equal to E1. For n equal to 2, energy E equal to E2, and so on. So thus we have shown that energy of the particle, electron in this case, trapped in an infinite potential well is quantized. So this is proved here. Now let us solve some of simple problems based on the relation that we have obtained. An electron is bound in a one-dimensional potential well of width 2 angstroms and of infinite height. Find its energy values in ground state and first 2 excited state. So for an electron, we know mass is 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31 kg. Here width of the potential well is given as 2 into 10 raised to minus 10 meters, 2 angstroms, that is 2 into 10 raised to minus 10 meters. Planck's constant value we know 6.63 into 10 raised to minus 34 joule second. We are asked to find out the energy of electron in ground state and the first 2 excited state. So energy of the electron in ground state will be equal to E naught, in the first excited state E1, and in the second excited state E2. So for calculating this energy, we will use the relation which we have found just now. E is equal to n square h square upon 8ma square. For ground state, n will be equal to 1 and energy will be equal to E naught. So E naught will be equal to n square h square by 8ma square. N will be put as 1. H value we know, m we know, and a is given to us. So the ground state energy can be calculated as 1.5 into 10 raised to minus 18 joules. If we are asked to find the energy in electron volts, just divide it by 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19. In the first excited state, n will be equal to 2 and energy E will be equal to E1. So we can calculate the energy in the first excited state as 2 square into 6.63 into 10 raised to minus 34 the whole square, divided by 8 into 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31 into 2 into 10 raised to minus 10 the square, and the energy in the first state can be obtained as 6 into 10 raised to minus 18 joules. This is just 4 times the ground state energy. In the second excited state, n will be substituted as 3, and we can calculate the energy in second excited state as 1.35 into 10 raised to minus 17 joules. This will be 9 times the energy in the ground state. An electron is trapped in a one-dimensional box of length 0.1 nanometer. Calculate the energy required to excite the electron from its ground state to the fourth excited state. So here we will find out the energy of the electron in the ground state first and energy of the electron in the fourth excited state, and the energy required will be the difference between the two energy values. So the width of the potential box is given as 0.1 nanometer, that is 0.1 into 10 raised to minus 9 meters. Planck's constant is 6.63 into 10 raised to minus 34 joule seconds, we know. Mass of the electron also we know, 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31 kg. So these values will be using in the calculation. What we are asked is to find E4 minus E0. E0 will be the energy of the ground state and E4 will be the energy of the fourth excited state. For ground state, we can write energy is equal to E0 and n is equal to 1. So for ground state energy we can calculate as 6.04 into 10 raised to minus 18 joules. So just by putting n is equal to 1 in this relation, we can calculate the ground state energy. Now for fourth excited state, E will be equal to E4 and n will be equal to 5. So we'll just put n equal to 5 in this relation. So when we put n equal to 5, the energy of the electron in fourth excited state is obtained as 1.51 into 10 raised to minus 16 joules. Now how much energy will be required to excite the electron from the ground state to fourth excited state? It will be equal to E4 minus E0. So that is 1.51 into 10 raised to minus 16 minus 6.04 into 10 raised to minus 18 joules. That is calculated as 1.45 into 10 raised to minus 16 joules, and we can calculate this energy in electron volts by dividing it by 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19. So in joules, the energy required to excite the electron from ground state to fourth excited state is 1.45 into 10 raised to minus 16 joules, and in electron volts it is 906.25 electron volts. An electron is bound by a potential which closely approaches an infinite square well of width 2.5 into 10 raised to minus 10 meter. Calculate first lowest permissible energy for the electron. So here m is 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31 kg, mass of the electron we know. The width of the potential well is 2.5 into 10 raised to minus 10 meters, and Planck's constant we know 6.63 into 10 raised to minus 34 joule second. Now for the lowest permissible energy level, E will be equal to E1 and n will be equal to 2. So for ground level we are putting n equal to 1. So for the first excited level n will be equal to 2. So let us put n equal to 2 in this relation to calculate the energy of the electron in the first lowest permissible energy level. So E is equal to n square h square upon 8 ma square. We'll put n equal to 2 here, h we know, m we know, and a also is given to us. So we can calculate the energy of lowest permissible energy level as 3.864 into 10 raised to minus 18 joules, and if we convert this in electron volts by dividing it by 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19, then we will get it as 24.15 electron volts. So the energy of the first lowest permissible level for the electron will be 3.864 into 10 raised to minus 18 joules or 24.15 electron volts. So we are at the end of session number 6 on quantum physics. In this session we have shown that energy of the electron trapped in an infinite potential well or infinite potential box is quantized, and we have also solved some of the problems based on the relation that we obtained. I hope you must have liked this session. If you like this session, then subscribe to the channel so that you will be getting timely intimation of new videos that are uploaded to the channel. For queries, doubts, feedback, please feel free to communicate with me. So thank you once again for watching.